Hi everyone, Jennifer here, back with another edition of TV Talk. It's Monday, and that means it's Gargoyles Day. And this week's episode was The Hound of Ulster. The world travelers have arrived in Ireland, where they cross paths with the legendary Banshee. However, it's not exactly them she's after. She's after the legendary Irish hero Cuchulainn and his hound, the Hound of Ulster. Okay, things I liked about this episode. Okay, first off, this episode takes place in Ireland, and I do like Ireland. I've never been to Ireland, but I've seen pictures. I've seen it on like TV, and I've seen pictures of it in like magazines and stuff, and it's really pretty. It also deals, like, the main villain in this episode is, of course, the Banshee, who is very well known in Ireland and also outside of Ireland. She is a wailing spirit. And there's a lot of folklore among the Irish people about her and whatnot. Now, Cuchulainn, I never heard of him until this episode, but considering the amount of mythical heroes and legendary heroes and whatnot that they have in this show, I'm assuming he is part of Irish mythology. It's just he's not as well known as the Banshee. And same thing with his hound. But I did like how we kind of got into Irish myth a little bit in this episode. Irish myth and Irish legend. I loved that. Because up till now, it's been mostly, we've had the Scottish myths, the Scottish legends, the Scottish characters, obviously, because Goliath's clan is from Scotland, and then we had some English myth with Avalon and King Arthur, and then, Oberon's children, that's Shakespearean, but I think they also tie in a little bit to Irish mythology to a degree, but I think that's more Shakespearean lore, which is English to a degree. So we're kind of moving out of like the English and Scottish legends and whatnot, and with Raven and whatnot, Native American legend to a degree, and into another culture. And one of the things we're going to see with this whole world traveling arc is that we will be exploring other cultures, myths and legends from other cultures, and seeing how they're connected, at least within the show. And I love that. Another thing I really loved about this show is this is one of 2 episodes that focuses primarily on Bronx. And this episode not primarily, but he has a bigger role to play in this episode than, say, Elisa or Angela or Goliath. He has like the primary role in this episode, and Bronx is he's the forgotten clan member. It's like we know about him. He's there, we see him, but he doesn't go on as many adventures as the others do, mainly because, he is the dog. He can't fly, so he stays home a lot and protects their home, while the others are out protecting the city. But he tends to be forgotten sometimes, so I love the fact that they gave him his own episode. And yes, I know, you loved this episode too. I'm sorry about my cat. So I love the fact that they gave him like kind of an episode that was just about him, and he gets another one later on down the line in not this season but in the following season. That's kind of all about him as well. Well, not all about him, but he's kind of the main focal gargoyle in the episode, like he was with this one. And it's interesting to say the least. Like, and you knew when they had Bronx come along, the writers had a reason for it. Because, you know, why else have him come along to, with Goliath and Elisa to Avalon, if not to let him have some kind of purpose. And, he is, like, right now this was his purpose. He had a role to play in this little adventure. Avalon may not have so much sent Angela and Elisa and Goliath to Ireland as much as Bronx was sent, and they just kind of came along for the ride. Okay, things I didn't like about this episode. There wasn't much I didn't like about this episode. I thought it was very well thought out. I loved the design they did for the Banshee, and this will not be the only time we will see the Banshee. We will see her again. They really followed the myth of the Banshee pretty well, or at least what I know of the myth of the Banshee. Where she's, you know, she's the spirit, and she has the wailing voice that can cause damage, and she even mentions in there when she's trying to extract information from them that, they're going to suffer when she starts her singing, that they're going to suffer, and, the human being, Elisa will suffer the most because when the Banshee kings, men die, kind of thing, and she is, from what I've heard, she's supposed to be like not so much a bringer of death, but like a messenger of it. I mean, it's hard. Like I said, I'm not Irish, so I don't know the whole story, myth behind the Banshee. So any of you out there do, please let me know in the comment section. But like some stories say she's like a bringer of death, and some say she's like a messenger. And she's only, in some stories she's only connected to like certain families and whatnot. So there's like a lot of myth behind her as well. And I love how we're kind of exploring it in this episode. So again, nothing really that I didn't like about this episode. There was like a lot of stuff I really liked about this episode and hardly anything I didn't like about this episode. Okay, before I click, to get the list, I'm just going to let you know, if you have been watching my movie talk videos back in December, you know I decided to cut the lists out of there, like the other for this, and I'm doing like the same thing with the TV talk. So there will be no, like, for this video, there will be no other gargoyle videos. I'm not listing them anymore, and the main reason is because the lists got some of the lists were starting to get a little too long, and it was eating up time in my video, and I had to cut down on the explanations a little bit. I couldn't touch on a lot of stuff I wanted to, or it would be an extremely long video. So we're doing that again. We're just going to jump right from the things I didn't like for TV Talk now right into other videos. Okay, before, just a quick reminder on my comment rules. Okay, please leave your comments and questions in the comment section. Do love to read those. Also, feel free to follow me on Wattpad, Tumblr, Instagram, and Twitter. I do have my name for those 4 sites right there on the screen, as well as the pictures I use for the icons. Please note that all pictures seen within this video do belong to their respected artists. I own absolutely nothing, and the links for any videos or any sites I mentioned will be in the description section. Okay. YouTube subscribers, feel free, any of my videos that are not on YouTube are on my Facebook page. Facebook friends, any of my videos that are not on my Facebook page are on my YouTube channel. And to anyone who's interested, you can feel free to check out my Facebook group, Fanfic Corner. I would like to apologize for not posting a video in a few weeks. Unfortunately, November through December, since I work in retail, tends to be a very busy time for me, and I just did not have the time to do everything I had to do, and I had to cut a few things for the holiday season, and unfortunately TV Talk was one of the things that had to get cut. Okay, finally, DreamWorks Dragons will be coming to an end in February, and that means there will be an opening for a new TV Talk series for Sunday. And that means that you guys get to vote and tell me what shows you would like me to do a set of videos for. Your choices are Horseland, Outlaw Star, Dot Hex Sign, and Inuyasha. Voting is extremely simple. All you have to do is write a positive comment on one of the 4 shows listed, and or like or love a positive comment on one of the 4 shows listed, and whichever one gets the most votes is the one I'll do a set of videos on. Please keep in mind that negative comments and dislikes do not count as votes. And if Inuyasha is selected, I will be going, as of the posting of this video, up through season 1 of the sequel, which would be Demon Half Princess. Voting will be until the 4th of February, and hopefully this will be the very last time I'll have to push that back. I know I've been pushing the DreamWorks Dragons one back for a while, and I do apologize for that. If this needs to be pushed back again, I will let you know. You may vote as many times as you wish, but please keep in mind that in the event of a tie or no votes, I do have the final say. Also, for those of you watching on YouTube, there will be a poll for this on my community page. I will try to post a new one every week, because I don't know how long the polls last. Okay, so far the voting stands at 4 votes for Horseland and 6 votes for Inuyasha. But you do have about 4 weeks, and I apologize, voting will be until the 5th of February. 4 weeks left, so be sure to get your votes in and make your voices known. Please like and share if you're watching on Facebook, or like and subscribe if you haven't already, if you're watching on YouTube. And as always, thank you for watching, and have a very nice day.